Mark in Montgomery, Illinois. Hey, Mark, what's up?
Well, Happy New Year, my friend.
Happy New Year to you.
I listened to your conversation about the red state donut hole, and I wanted to call you because I think there's some political dynamite here, Tom, if the Democrats play their cards right, and Ronald Reagan is going to save the Affordable Care Act. The ghost of Reagan through the EMTALA Act of 1986, the Emergency Medical Treatment and Active Labor Act that he signed into law.
Right. This is the law that said that if you show up at an ER, they have to take you in, even if you don't have insurance.
Now, with Medicaid expansion, undocumented immigrants cannot even buy into the exchanges or get Medicaid expansion, so they're going to use the emergency room, so you're going to have those costs.
Well, they already are.
And with the Medicaid expansion, the disproportionate share hospitals are supposed to reduce their budget by $17 billion between 2014 and 2020. Now, if they're not accepting the Medicaid expansion, Tom, those hospital emergency rooms are going to be screaming bloody murder for funds.
Well, that's what Jan Brewer said.
Hospital administrators are going to close down those hospitals.
That's what Jan Brewer said. I mean, that was the rationale that the Republican governor of Arizona used when she forced her Republican legislature to take the Medicare expansion. And the governor of Mississippi today came out and said, well, I'm not going to take the federal money because, someday they could stop giving it to me, which makes no sense to me. It's like, I'm not going to take this job because someday I might get fired. Really? I'm not going to eat this meal because someday I might be hungry. It just makes no sense. But in any case, that's his rationale. And he said, and they said, well, what about Jan Brewer? She said, I'm going to take the money over, because my hospitals need it anyway, to cover the cost of ERs and things. And he's like, well, we'll just have a difference of opinion. But I think you're right.
But politically, for the Democrats, I don't know if you're going to speak with Bernie tomorrow, but
we will.
If they can hold hearings with hospital administrators that are going to say, we have to close our emergency rooms because these recalcitrant governors won't accept this money, and show that this is going to become a civil rights issue, that people are not going to have access to health care, and we can sue the government the way they sued during Brown versus Board of Education because of unequal treatment. We could do it with health care and finally get single payer. And the Republicans are doing this to themselves.
Wow. Use the 14th Amendment. Huh. Equal protection under the law.
They're digging their own hole, Tom, and if we play this right,
Some Democrat in the Senate needs to play Darrell Issa and start holding hearings. You're absolutely right. It's just the question is, who's it going to be? It's going to have to be a committee chair. Bernie is the chair of the Veterans Committee. I don't know that this is going to help or hurt the veterans, though. I don't think that he'll have the platform to do that. But it'll be. I'll see if I can. I'll try to remember to raise it with him. Mark, that's a great suggestion. The ghost of Reagan is going to save the Affordable Care Act, a.k.a. Obamacare. Interesting.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Call 866-987-THOM.
I think the most amazing thing about this is that these Republican governors are saying to the people in their states, those tax dollars you sent to Washington, D.C., I'm not going to let them come back to the state.